the music kind of puts you on the edge of your seat. The eastern Ukrainian city of Severodonetsk fell to Russian forces in the last part of June. And what we've got today is a little bit of footage from the last part of that battle. This is an edit I saw posted by Ukraine News Live on Twitter. It starts here in the back of an armored vehicle, dropping troops off at what looks to be the Severodonetsk River, which they cross into Severodonetsk. I don't know for sure if these are necessarily Ukrainian special forces, but they've got top-notch equipment, and there's only so much of that to go around. They certainly move like professional soldiers, not recent draftees or even militia. But as they're moving into position, let's take a look at the bigger picture. These are pulls from Live UA map on June 22nd. So the red shows areas of Russian control in Ukraine, and we'll zoom in a little closer here to the area where the fighting in this video is actually taking place. This map's a little more focused on eastern Ukraine, where the bulk of the fighting's happened over the last few weeks. Severodonetsk is in this little pocket over here. So you can see they're kind of facing down a threat from three sides. Really four if you consider the air war. Last map here before we move back to the footage. As the fighting moved through the city, Ukrainian forces fell back to the western edge of Severodonetsk into the Azot chemical plant. That put their backs up against the Severodonetsk River, which we opened the footage with. From there, they held out a couple weeks before withdrawing across that river to Lysychansk and then eventually further back. This looks like the Azot chemical plant I was just talking about, which makes sense. That's where the majority of the fighting focused over the last couple weeks there. And you can see all of the crevices, openings, and obstacles that defenders can use to their advantage in this type of urban industrial warfare. Looks like a nightmare to fight through. Real quick, since we're talking about it, this is drone footage from Russia Today showing the Azot chemical plant while the fighting was still going on. So you can see just how difficult it would be to move a sizable force in there and actually clear it out. I don't know when this was filmed, but it's possible we're watching a rearguard action, essentially keeping the Russian forces tied up and occupied while friendly elements can begin and execute their withdrawal. I say that because what we're seeing looks a lot more like harassing fire than any sort of really concentrated fight. Fighting really picks up here. This might be what, 5, 10 guys? But by running window to window, firing all sorts of different weapon systems, you can see how, to the Russians, this might look like a much larger force is holding down the building. Smart. I imagine that's probably what they were going for here.